Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Picment Show with the professionals. So today with us it's Vishanth sir, and he is the nursing administrator in one of the tertiary care hospitals under Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. So Vishanth sir, welcome to the show. And
Welcome.
I'm giving opportunity to the guest to introduce self.
Good morning. My name is Vishanth VS. Basically, I am from Kerala. I had been working since 10 years in this hospital in AIMS, which is situated in Patna, the capital city of Bihar. About myself, I belong to a middle class family. I was born and brought up in Trivandrum. Basically in Trivandrum, Kollam border, a small village in Paripalli. And my father was a military man, probably an ex-serviceman. And mother is a housewife, and I have a sister. She is working as an assistant professor in Ayurveda Medical College, in a private Ayurveda Medical College, which is in UP, Noida. And her husband, is working as assistant professor in Sharda University, and they have a girl child. And regarding my career, I had done my BSc nursing from Sridevi College of Nursing in Mangalore in 2009. And then after I went to postgraduate studies in MSc Nursing in Child Health Nursing from College of Nursing Talasheri. And after that, MPhil Nursing I had done from Manipal Academy of Higher Education in 2016-18 batch. That's all about. After that, I have joined in AIMS Patna as nursing officer, promoted as senior nursing officer, and now working as assistant nursing superintendent plus infection control nurse in charge, probably the in charge of hospital infection control of AIMS Patna.
So on your job responsibilities as a hospital administrator, means hospital nursing administrator in the infection control department, how you will see, like it is not everyone's cup of tea, like taking this much responsibility on the infection control actually. And if the hospital is considered, so with one hand we need to protect the patients, and with the another hand we need to kill the diseases. So infection control is that much, on my knowledge it is like that, right? So together how it is possible actually on your perspective? Like, and how you have chosen like infection control, management and all this thing. Like it is a huge responsibility on my opinion, I think.
Very truly said. As you all know, hospital infection control is a vast area where in India probably we don't have that much resources, manpower to establish the infection control. But as AIMS Patna is concerned, we were not knowing, we were going through a series of training, and we need to implement, because as you all know, in every private hospital they are having an ABH and JCI accredited pattern of assessment. Likewise, in central government hospitals there is something called as Kayakalp assessment. For that, first this Kayakalp in AIMS Patna they have started in 2018.
2018. So what is, for a simple understanding, what is this Kayakalp assessment?
Kayakalp is something where they are going to assess the quality.
Basically it's a quality assessment.
Yeah, it is a quality assessment.
So it is something only for some of the institutions in India, government institutions, or it will do assessment on every institutions, it is like that?
Basically, Kayakalp assessment they are done, they have divided into criteria. Actually, for a tertiary, they'll do assessment on state based. Okay. They have state assessors for assessing the tertiary care hospitals, in government hospitals, PHCs. Likewise, as far as central government is concerned, they'll assess all the central government hospitals, and they will give for the best hospital, and they will notify which all hospitals are best and which are not performing as well. They'll list it down.
So it is not only confined to any particular government institutions, or it is generally it will assess on any hospital?
Yeah, it can be. They will assess for all the hospitals. It may be a central government hospitals, it may be a sub-center, it may be a PHC. So okay. But so probably this one applies to.
Okay, so if my knowledge, on my assumption, it will assess only the government sector hospital.
Yeah, very true. Very truly you said. Kayakalp assessment is basically for government hospitals.
Government hospitals. Yeah. So on each and every localities, and also on the sub-centers, like on.
Yeah, it can be under state government hospitals or central government hospitals.
So we will generally tell it is Kayakalp assessment.
Yeah, we will tell, very true said, it will be Kayakalp assessment. Kayakalp assessment.
And what those people will do on assessment? Obviously.
Basically, for a government, as far as central government hospitals are concerned, they will assess central government hospital on 2 times in a year, which you can call it as a peer assessment, and next they will come from a central body, from a you can call it as a National Institute of Health and Family Welfare, NIHFW. So peer assessment means probably a central government hospital is located in a Patna, they will assess central government hospital located in Ranchi. So they will have a set of criteria.
So that is called the peer assessment.
Yeah, that is called peer assessment. And central government, and this what basically when truly we speak about Kaigal, basically there are 3 assessments.
Okay.
One is the institute itself. If I am working in a central government hospital, the central government hospital itself first assess. They will submit a report. Then again peer assessment will come. The next central government hospital will assess the other hospital. They will give a report. They will notify what are the shortcomings, what you have to improve, and next final assessment will be done by the central body, which you call it as central assessment.
Okay, so I have a question on this, like, is there any assessment criteria for them, or whether they have given a set of criteria so that you need to follow, each and every hospital needs to follow these criteria, and then we will assess like upon this criteria, whether they will priorly give a criteria, or it is like every institution have their own assessment criteria like that, because you have told like they will assess first their institution, the institution will assess first, right, and then they will assess, right, the Kaigal.
Okay. Very truly, sir, there is an assessment. As you all know, for all assessments there will be a criteria, so there will be a standard criteria. Likewise, for Kayakalp they have assessment. This assessment they have a manual for it. The manual how a hospital should function. They have a Kayakalp which contains around 200 to 300 pages, in which they have a variety of sections, how a department should function, how your central supplies department CSD should function, what a needle stick injury when a nurse or when a healthcare employee encounters needle stick injury, what they have to do. You can call it as an occupational exposure. Then biomedical waste, how a biomedical waste should be segregated. So all aspects, engineering section. So they have a list of sections which a hospital should go through it, and then again after that they will have a criteria. Means suppose biomedical waste segregation, where you are segregating, okay? Then transport, where how you are going to transport. So likewise, variety of, as I have told, engineering section is section. There will be a list of criteria. Then coming on to infection control, there will be a list of criteria. Then coming on to CSSD, a list of criteria. Then coming on to cleaning and disinfection.
So is there any priority for all these criteria, like the patient? So I think if I am on my knowledge, like on foreign countries, like the patient care is given the first priority. Like that.
Obviously, as you very truly said, all criteria are set for the well-being of the person, for the patient. So primary objective of this Kayakalp, whether it is Kayakalp, NABH, whatever quality standards, basically it aims to improve the patient safety.
All right, the patient safety. So safety in the sense like whether they need to, so there are so many hospital-acquired infections.
Very true.
So where they need to get safety from that hospital-acquired infections only, or any other thing, on all things. Like there could be some more risk when they are, because most of the patients, they are admitted in the hospital, they are on a new setting, and also most of the patients don't know like how to behave, or what are the precautions needs to be taken. They will be using the common toilet and all these things like that. So there could be so many other risks, like even risk of fall and all these things. So whether the safety will include all the set of things, or just only preventing from the hospital-acquired infections?
No. Safety means, as I have told, Kayakalp, it includes patient safety. Primary objective is of the safety of the patient. So it includes hospital-acquired infections. It includes contaminant cleaning, disinfection. It includes biomedical waste management. So it includes all these 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, as I have told. As this all together works for patient safety.
Okay, so these are the criteria, means for patient safety is the primary concern.
Very good, very right you said.
Right, okay. And what else, like?
Basically patient safety, in which I have told infection control is a main part, where we will look on to various aspects. How location, how they are segregating their waste, how a healthcare employee, healthcare worker is doing hand hygiene,
Okay.
how the articles used for the patient, how they are cleaning,
So
how
they will
they are,
basically check each and everything
each and every aspect
Deeply,
in,
right,
deeply with the checklist.
with the checklist.
Yeah, yeah.
So whether they are following means the institution and all the departments are following with the checklist.
Yeah. Very right, very right.
Okay. And so that is about the Kayakalp inspection. So
Yeah.
there would be, so what is the frequency of inspection like? Is it on every year or once in 6 months? Is it like that or?
Basically, what they used to do is in a year they used to come twice, as I have told. Peer assessment.
Okay.
It will be probably in the month of August, September.
Okay.
Central team will come in the month of January, February.
Okay.
And so basically, this in a year you can say 2 times in a year.
Mayor, okay.
Yeah.
So if it is twice in a year for one institution, so on your experience, is it effective on that? Because most of the people on some areas would be very much illiterate to
Yeah.
follow actually. So we will try to implement all the policies and protocols, and maybe we will help educate the people regarding how to discard the waste, especially the biomedical waste management.
Yeah.
And all other things like which will help them
Yeah.
to not acquire the hospital-acquired infections and all these things. Like
Actually, what is the concern is that, see, before educating the patient, the attendants, the relatives, first we should have to know what we are going to teach them.
Okay.
So first main important thing is that you need to train yourself.
okay.
We need to train ourselves.
Okay.
We need
So
to
that means
educate.
including all the health professionals from the basic level.
From the basic level, from an housekeeping staff to our most senior faculty.
Okay.
We need to educate them, because probably, see, housekeeping staff will be efficient in cleaning.
Okay.
See, the most senior faculty will be efficient in treating the patient.
Okay.
They may not be aware of what all the aspects to be checked
Okay.
in a hospital, or
Alright.
what has to be observed in a hospital. So these, all the category of workers, the workers of various departments, they will be efficient in their department.
Okay.
But coming on to the infection control aspect,
Okay.
we have to train equally to all the people.
Right. So there should be, frequent training.
Very right. Frequent training, rigorous training has to be given to all the cadres.
How frequent on from your department, like infection control, how frequent you are giving?
We used to give training to all the new joinees, new employees, whether it may be a doctor, whether it may be a nurse, whether it may be a housekeeping staff, whether it may be a hospital attendant. So all will be trained as they join the institute. After that,
joining?
in a month,
Okay.
we have set a date. On that date, they will come to us and we will give training.
Okay, so there would be scheduled training as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can call it as
continuous
training.
training, right?
Yeah,
Continuous, ongoing training.
Yeah,
right?
as you said, there are basically 2 trainings. One is
time
induction
of
training.
joining.
Yeah, at the time you can call it as an induction training.
Induction training, okay.
And next is you can call it as a continuous training or an incidental training.
All right. What is mean by incidental training?
Incidental training means, see, once, let's say, a patient, a staff who is working in a department
All right.
has given an IV injection.
Okay,
Given IV injection.
Okay.
And she has dropped the needle there.
Drop the needle there.
Yeah, dropped the needle there, and then she have not discarded.
Not
She didn't
discarded
discard it.
properly, yeah.
The next staff encountered a needle stick injury.
Okay.
At that time, we will call.
incident happened over
Yeah,
there.
an incident happened. We will
So by
call
observing
them.
the incident, and we need to give a training. on
Very
that
good, very right, sir.
Yeah,
We will
that's
give
the
them
excellent
training. What was the mistake? We'll assess.
All right.
What was the root cause? After that, we will give training to them.
Okay, so that is incidental training.
Yeah,
So at
incident
that-
training with respect to biomedical waste. In this incident,
Biomedical waste management.
if as a nurse didn't do hand hygiene when we do audit, we see that the nurses in a particular department are not practicing hand hygiene.
All right.
So that is an incident. So we will give training regarding hand hygiene
Okay.
to them with that aspect.
Okay.
So it varies according to the incidence.
And I have heard about this, sometimes it is barrier precautions, universal precautions, and there are so many types of precautions that.
Yeah.
It's universal precautions and barrier precautions, it's the same, or?
See, we don't call nowadays universal precautions. We say it as standard precautions,
Okay,
which means standard for all the patients. Whatever types of patients are coming to you, you maintain a standard. Because we will use it as standard.
Okay.
We maintain standard, which applies for all the patients, whether it is a HIV positive patient, whether it is a hepatitis B patient.
So that is the concept of universal precaution, right?
But
So how it is
earlier you had this.
Yeah.
It is same, universal precaution, standard precaution, both are same. But nowadays we use the word standard precautions. We use standard
Is
precautions.
there any difference between?
No difference in that.
Okay, only the terminology.
Only the terminology has changed. Yeah.
Okay,
Standard. We tell usually standard precautions.
So why it is standard precautions? We have named it as standard precaution just because, on my knowledge, I think the standard protocol we need to follow is we need to consider each and every patient.
Yeah,
like
standard.
They have some type or HIV positive or all the patients. So we need to apply this standard precautions or care while we are taking care of all the patients.
Very right. Standard precaution means it applies for all the patients.
Okay.
Whatever patient is admitting in an emergency department, a patient comes with a diarrhea, you need to give fluids, you wear gloves, you do hand hygiene, you put cannula. Okay. If a HIV positive patient comes to you,
okay,
with the same complaint or with a fever, whatever, you need to start IV fluid, you will do hand hygiene, you will wear gloves, you will put cannula.
Is it sterile gloves on the precaution or?
No, see, it differs.
Uh-huh.
It differs because there are guidelines when to use a standard, when to use sterile gloves, when to use examination gloves.
Okay,
Probably for putting a cannula, you need not have a sterile gloves. You only need a examination gloves. So for a sterile procedures, when a surgeon does when you are going to assist a surgical procedure, you need to have a sterile gloves.
And is it the same while we are taking care or placing cannula to the HIV positive patient, just like that virology positive patient? Is it?
No, for HIV positive patients, you mean to say you need to have?
No, means the sterile gloves. Okay, so for normal cannulation, we will use the the protocol or guidelines is like we don't need to use, because unless it is a surgical procedure, we don't need to use the sterile gloves, right?
Yeah, right. You only need sterile procedures for doing any procedures. Surgical sterile procedures, you need sterile gloves. Rest of all the procedures, say maybe for putting a cannula, you need only examination gloves.
So is it the same to HIV positive patients?
Same. No, there is. See, nowadays we don't isolate them.
Okay.
We write in the case sheet that it is HIV positive. We should not say that he is an HIV positive patient.
So we don't label it.
Yeah, you should not label it. See, that is a discrimination. That is against human rights. You should not discriminate a patient.
Okay. So how the health professional will know? Like then?
That is simple. You just in a file, you write it. You mark it as an HIV positive.
Okay. Is it the standard protocol everywhere?
Yeah, it has to be followed. It is a standard protocol, but I don't know whether any hospitals are following.
No, most of the government hospitals I have heard like this is a standard protocol.
Yeah, it is standard protocol. Or we can say it is standard protocol.
Okay.
HIV positive, you should mark for the awareness of healthcare workers.
Okay, that so that they could take care, because we are anyway following the standard.
Very right. They should, because because we should.
For each and every, before each and every patients, we are anyway using the standard precautions.
Right.
So there is actually no need, because if we are following the standard precautions, then it will protect us from spreading these types of virology infection or something like that, right? Even if it is HIV, HBsAg or like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, so for making it more appropriate and to have not taken even any silly risk, we could just mention in the file for the awareness of the health professional, like the patient is HIV positive, like that, right?
Yeah, you can just mark it on the file that the patient is HIV positive. So the healthcare worker who is going to care that patient, they will be vigilant they protect themselves.
All right. Okay. So that is all about this universal means the standard progressions nowadays. And what are the other job responsibilities like you guys are doing like as in infection control department like?
As
So
you have,
what are the things comes in under infection control things like there is a misconception like the infection control people don't have that much responsibility, but it is actually there is a huge responsibility to the infection control like that.
But
right?
there is a myth
Like
in the
because
hospital
everybody
that-
is just saying like, oh, they need to come to the ward to just to collect the swab to check whether there is any virology or any bacterial growth in the bed of ICU or something like that. They will just come, or otherwise they will just come to the ward and give some health education regarding biomedical waste management, needle stick injury, and all the protocols and all these things. So there is a myth. regarding this,
see,
right?
there is
But
a
I
myth.
know like it's a huge responsibility over there.
yeah, it is
So
a huge.
if you could present it like what are the major responsibilities in that sense, because as you are doing this much huge responsibility and all, and there are so many viewers as nurses actually from international level also.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
they could know like Indian nurses are also that much capable to manage like
Yeah.
this, right?
For all the viewers, it's a myth that ICNs we called as the nurses who are working in infection control, we call as infection control nurses. But infection control nurses have a huge variety of responsibilities. Huge responsibility. The first I'll give in short what are the responsibilities. First and foremost thing is we do surveillance, hospital acquired infection surveillance.
Okay. So what do you mean by this surveillance?
In short, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Hospital acquired infection surveillance, you might be knowing that a patient comes to you in an ICU, the patient develops catheter associated UTI, the patient develops central line associated bloodstream infection, the patient develops ventilator associated pneumonia. So basically these three are called as surgical site infection. These three we call it as hospital acquired infections.
So these three areas, like as you have said, like first one is the urinary catheter.
Yeah,
And
catheter
the
associated
second one
UTI,
is the
central line associated, then ventilator associated pneumonia.
Ventilator associated means
Yeah.
when the ET tube.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And there could be chance of infection.
Yeah, very right.
While
There
the
could be
patient
chance.
is on
Yeah,
ventilator, right?
yeah.
Okay.
So basically we track these infections. So that is first objective.
So can I ask you like how could you able to track?
Yeah, for that we have a form. Everybody is knowing that you have those are working in infection control. We have a form. In that, with the form, we goes to all the patient. We go to all the patient. We write all the reports. We have a data in it. We have criteria in it. We will fill it out.
Okay.
And those are positive. When we come with the data, the culture which has been sent from that department,
Okay.
we correlate with the lab, whether the patient has positive or not, whether the symptom is present or not. If patient develops any fever, patient develops any other, there are 3 or 4 criteria. So symptom plus culture, it is positive.
So-
we call.
Symptom plus what culture? How you
It
will
may
check?
be an urine culture, it may be a blood culture, it may be an ET culture.
So the patient have developed symptoms of infection.
Yeah,
And also when you have a send for culture,
yeah.
and when you get these two correlated with these two, then what you are going to do then?
Yeah, we going to as I have told, we collect data,
Yeah.
we correlate with the lab,
Okay.
we find that patient is positive,
Positive.
we report it to the ward.
Okay.
We report it to the ICU.
Yeah.
We send a report to the ICUs,
Okay.
and we write down advisory what they have to follow,
Okay.
and they will follow.
All right. So because as you know, like the patient have already come with some disease
Yeah.
to the ICU.
Yeah.
How could we find like it is acquired through this?
Yeah, there is a criteria. As CDC recommends, there is a criteria. See, a patient comes to a ICU.
All right.
After 2 days, the patient develops, he'll have a catheter.
Okay. After 2 days.
After
why is
2
the
days.
criteria like after 2
See,
days?
we can do surveillance on 3 things, 3 criteria.
Okay.
You can do a surveillance of patient when a patient admits to a hospital. Probably it is not possible because patient when come to emergency, they will put a catheter.
Okay.
Patient goes to ward, then ICU. So for tracking purpose, it is a bit difficult for us to go with the patient.
All right.
See, there are say 500 bed hospitals.
All right.
ICN, infection control nurse, 500 patients, we should go, that ICN should go with the 500 patients unless and until he is discharged. So better for tracking purpose, what we are going, patient puts a urine catheter in emergency, patient shifted to ward, then to ICU. When the patient comes to ICU, to may say patient comes today, so we mark it as day 1.
Day 1.
Patient has catheter. After 2 days, say after 2 days, the 3rd day in ICU, patient develops fever. 4th day, patient's urine culture has been sent. It comes positive. So we say that patient has catheter associated UTI when the patient was in ICU. That is something we call it as location.
So 2 days is the shortest period to get.
2 days you call it as an eligibility criteria. You call it as to have an HAI in an ICU. Patient should have a catheter or central status catheter, central line ventilator.
Whatever
it should be 2 days. 2 days.
So there is a surveillance time of 2 days. Like that, right?
Small. See, patient comes to the ICU. The first day, today is the first day. And then next day, 2nd day, patient develops fever. Culture was sent. Culture was positive. Patient developed HAI, where not in ICU, in the ward.
In the ward.
So that is something called, that is why we have limited our surveillance for a tracking purpose, location specific.
Location specific. So whoever patients come to the ICU, after 2 days only, you are going to do the culture.
We are going to do surveillance. We are going to do surveillance.
Fine. That is fine. Like, so this is a major responsibility.
It is. So that is the most important responsibility. That is the most efficient responsibility we have to do efficiently. So that we need to track it down.
So my next question is how you could make it efficiently. So what?
First is foremost thing, the person who is going to collect data, he should be efficient. So we give training for them. We give training for rigorous training. How to collect, how to report. It will take 3 to 4 months to a nurse, a healthcare worker to.
So it is not. You are telling like it is not easy. So like if I am posted in infection control.
It is not.
On the second day, I couldn't do it perfectly.
Right. It is not everyone's cup of tea.
It is not.
It is. It is a bit difficult. You need to have a skill. You need to have
an interest.
You need to have passion. You need to have passion. That passion should come. You should not. The passion should develop from you. It should come from you. It is not that somebody puts you something. You go and collect data.
Is there like somebody who is constantly interested in learning things, new things? Like,
most of our nurses who are working in the hospital, the young nurses, the young budding nurses, they are more eager. They need to explore more because infection control is a new concept for a government hospital. I am not telling for a private hospital. The hospital which is working like Apollo, which is working like Reliance, they are advanced hospitals where they have established infection control. We ourselves say it is a government hospital or state government hospital.
So there the criteria is I have seen like on private hospital there is an NIBH.
It is a quality. It is again a quality. You call it as NABH.
Right?
It is quality assessment where they NABH they assess private hospital as well. It is not that they will assess government hospital as well. As you have seen in Ernakulam, we have a general hospital where it is NABH accredited. Most in some aims they are NABH accredited. It is not that NABH will be given only to private
information of the viewers. Could you list some of the aims which is NIBH?
In my thought, I'm not telling I'm wrong because
I think aims
Rishikesh, aims Bhubaneswar, I think they are NABH accredited.
Aims Rishikesh.
But state government hospitals, Kerala, one of the best NABH accredited hospital is General Hospital Ernakulam General Hospital. It is NABH accredited
in Kerala.
And I think one of the Taluk hospital in Punalur also is NABH accredited in Kollam district.
So there is a set of standards for them to that. So coming back to the responsibilities of infection control nurse, like you have told like the major responsibility is surveillance. So what are the other responsibilities? The second most important responsibility is training. We give training for all the category of workers. Whether it may be housekeeping staff, an attendant, nurses, doctors,
we give training for all
So
them.
there I may ask you a question like, the housekeeping staffs. It is a lower level of, they may possess the lower level of knowledge on this, right? Training them and also training somebody who is on the uppermost level. So is it the same, or you feel it is a strenuous activity,
It is a very interesting question. That housekeeping staff, what we have done is that, but when we started with the training of housekeeping staff, probably in 2019-20, when we start first training them,
There will be so many fun factors.
Yeah, actually, what we used to tell them, if you don't practice, you will die.
Don't practice.
If you don't practice what we are teaching you, you will die.
Oh, that is a basic principle.
That is a basic principle. This is the principle.
The first
which
mantra.
The first mantra we will tell them. If you don't practice, you will die.
Okay.
So this will in Hindi we used to tell. अगर तुम नहीं करोगे तो मरोगे. So that is the thing. What we teach them. This is very interesting to say that they learn. They'll practice.
Okay.
They'll practice better than nurses, better than doctors.
Somewhat it is true also, right? Because they have the responsibilities to deal with all the things like, the hospital waste and especially the needles with so many infected needles and all the things, right?
Yeah.
Blood and all the things, right?
You call housekeeping staff or army against infections. If they don't work, the hospital will go shut down.
Yeah.
If we don't work, we'll get nurses. If we don't work, they can somehow hospital will be managed. But housekeeping staff won't work. The very next day, the hospital is going to shut down.
Okay. So that's much importance is.
Yeah, that's much important is this housekeeping staff, and it is
So the basic
very.
the first most training you will give to the housekeeping staff.
Yeah, the housekeeping staff, we don't have any problem with housekeeping staff. Housekeeping staff will learn, they will practice, and if we don't, because the thing is that they don't have that, what we call that I have ego, I have an ego, but they might not be having that ego. They have fear of death. Because if you don't practice, you will die.
So the first principle and mantra you have make it like that. So yeah, and it is true, obviously.
Yeah, it is true. It's true.
True also, and that because of that reason they will learn.
Yeah, they learn. True, they'll learn.
You will give training and you will take a written demonstration from them. Or?
Yeah, obviously we will take written demonstration. What we have teach them, they are going to practice it on the ward where they are posted. We have a set of nurses, and we call it as infection control nurses. They'll go to them.
All right.
They'll ask for the redemonstration. They'll redemonstrate it. If they don't do it, we'll make them do training. Then give written demonstration.
Okay, so in that manner, right. So yeah, my question is still adhered there, like, training given to the this one hospital housekeeping staff, and also training to somebody like doctors. So this could be very much different. So to whom it is easy or difficult? Like if you
probably it is difficult for all the nurses, doctors. It is probably a bit difficult for all the other kids because they are highly educated.
there could be difference of opinion.
There could be difference of opinion.
Right.
And the adherence rate is minimal. But when we compare this with attendance and housekeeping staff, the adherence rate is more. And they'll easily learn.
Yeah,
as I have told, the mantra fear of death is applicable for these staff.
All right, I got it. And one question, when I have worked in operation theatre, so at that time itself I have got a question like, so the hospital water is supplied from the tank actually, there could be a common tank. And during the scrub, so everybody is using soap and or soap and water, and then the scrub, beaded in scrub. And we will place our hand to the water which is given from the tank. Right. At that time, the very previous time, and it is following like that. So after using the scrub, right, and we are using the basic water, whichever it's on the tank. So have you got my point? Like, So maybe the bacteria of our hand and all these things, because we are not supposed to wear ornaments even, right? Just because of the fear, like the bacteria could bud on that inside. Right. All the ornaments we will remove, we will use the scrub
Yeah.
to sterilize
Yeah.
our hand, just like that. Okay, so because 100% sterilization is not possible. Anyway, we are using the scrub. Then we are washing it with the water, whichever is available from the tank,
Yeah.
which is not processed at all,
Yeah.
with the chlorine or maybe processed with chlorine. But there could be bacteria inside the water. How you could define this, like how effective this policy is?
Actually, two things has to be done. In this case, you do a water surveillance. You do a water surveillance. You will get that report. Second thing is tank has to be cleaned. There will be a frequency of cleaning of tank which has been set by sanitation department.
Okay.
Yeah, as per their schedule, it has to be cleaned. Next, you check for a surveillance report of water which has been in the tank.
Okay.
You can do two
And
things.
additionally, like one of the surgeon have told to me that day when I asked this question, he have told like after washing and after completing with all the washing and all the things, make it dry, and with the help of someone, you could place sterilium, okay, to your hand.
But once you do a hand washing, I don't think so you need sterilium.
Yeah, but regarding this water, because the water surveillance and all these things is not effectively being done, if in the institution,
No,
maybe not on our institution, like or even.
But that will not, as in my limited knowledge, I don't think so. After hand washing, do a sterilium. So you need not do a hand washing. Go for sterilium and then do the procedure.
No, the basic principle of scrubbing is like, need to use soap and water or the
Yeah, they're right. But I don't think that sterilium will be effective after doing hand washing. But that is not the guideline. Because sterilium has to be, we according to the guideline, when our hand there is a visible dirt, we used to say, yes, there is a blood content, there is a urine content, you do a hand washing. That is the concept.
All right.
Sterilium won't work on that. If your hand there is visible dirt or organic matter, sterilium will not work. We advise the healthcare worker or a patient to do a hand wash.
All right.
So sterilium plus hand washing, there is no such guideline.
Okay.
I don't know.
So if there is no visible dirt, then you could use sterilium.
Very true.
And if there is
Visible dirt, you can do hand wash.
hand wash, means
Yeah.
the hand scrubbing, like
Yeah.
with the water and scrub, like
Yeah.
that, right? Maybe. All right. So coming to the responsibility part, you have told like surveillance, first responsibility, and then second one is
Training.
Training.
Yeah.
Is there any other responsibility like?
We surveillance the healthcare workers who have encountered an illness injury. We give a PEP, which is called as post-exposure prophylaxis.
Okay, post exposure prophylaxis.
Again,
Right.
then we see for an outbreak. So if a patient comes with a measles, staff who is engaged them, what if they encounter this, how to manage their outbreak.
Okay.
And we do surveillance of all the ICUs. Surveillance, air surveillance, which is called air and environmental surveillance.
Okay.
We do that.
Okay.
And audits, hand hygiene and BNW audit in all the critical areas.
Okay.
So these are all
Regular
the
audits,
audits. So all these things we do in a short, and we do surveillance, do surgical site infection surveillance, retrospectively and prospectively.
So what do you mean by retrospective?
Retrospectively, if a patient comes to you, do a surgery, went to home, we call, there may be, we see, for a LSCS who has done an LSCS, you need to have a 30-day surveillance.
Okay.
For who have removed a breast, you need to have a 9-day surveillance. So we call them, whether they have developed any infections, whether they have any fever.
So after once they went to home also,
We track them. That is retrospective.
That is
Prospective is patient admitted there.
Okay.
We do surveillance them.
Just like you have it all like in the ICU. Where the patient
So that
that
the
is
same way,
prospective.
lab report also we see
Okay.
if the culture has been sent, or tissue culture has been sent or not,
Okay.
whether it is positive or not, any growth is there. So likewise, we do a retrospective and we do a prospective.
Prospective,
Yeah.
like that. Oh, so that is about the surveillance and also training, right? And whether you have responsibilities of vaccination or something like
Yeah, very true. As I forgot to tell you, hepatitis B vaccination, we do vaccinate all the healthcare employees We do healthcare vaccination, hepatitis B vaccination.
That means the prophylaxis vaccination, whatever need to be taken for the healthcare employees,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
is mandatorily. As
Hepatitis
per
B
that,
has to be
and there
taken.
should be a policy for the institution.
Yeah, as such there is no written policy, but according to the manual of every hospital, it is not, need not be any central government hospital.
Okay.
Every hospital mandatorily has to give vaccination for the healthcare workers, hepatitis B
Okay. So
vaccination.
when I have seen the manual abroad, it is like they will give prophylaxis for hepatitis
Yeah.
and also chickenpox. So is it the same over here?
But
or-
in chickenpox we don't give. We give
Maybe
for
because
hepatitis B.
I think here the exposure of chickenpox from the childhood itself, and there may not
They
be-
have developed a natural immunity.
Yeah,
Yeah,
natural
that's why.
immunity. That
Hepatitis
could
B,
be
we do
possible.
vaccinate them,
Okay.
3 doses,
Okay.
and we check their titer and the HbS/AB you call. And after that, if they have less titer, probably less than 10,
Okay.
we give second series of vaccine. But remember, there is no booster doses. As people comes to us and telling that we have taken 2 doses, we have taken 3 doses, give us a booster. No, we don't have a booster. As per the schedule of WHO, we don't have a booster.
So as per the WHO guidelines, there is no booster.
There is no
like
booster.
that. Okay. So it is only, so if somebody is telling like I have taken only 1 dose.
They should continue with the 2 series. If they are confident that they have taken 1, they don't have a report, they should continue with less of 2 dose of vaccine.
Okay,
After-
then what about the 2 doses? Somebody have taken 2 doses of hepatitis.
Again, they have to take 1 more dose to complete the series. Then after 2 to 3, after the last dose,
Okay.
wait for 2 to 3 months, then check for anti-HbS/AB titer.
Okay, and what if somebody have got with a needle stick injury, whoever have completed with the 3 doses of hepatitis B?
Very simple, they need to have check the anti-HbS/AB titer.
Titer.
Yeah,
And what about the titer if it is?
if it is 10, more than 10, no issue.
Okay.
Less than 10, they should go for series of vaccine plus immunoglobulin.
Plus immunoglobulin.
Yeah, it depends upon the weight. 10 IU per kilogram per body weight. If I am 60 kg, I need to take 600 IU per ml.
Okay.
That is probably approximately 6 ml.
6 ml.
Yeah,
Right.
IM.
So how is it different? Like whenever the person is giving immunoglobulin, taking immunoglobulin, and also the vaccine, like 3 series of vaccine anyway is given, and also immunoglobulin. So what
So
is
immunoglobulin, basically immunoglobulin is given for those who have not vaccinated,
okay?
or where titer is less than 10. We give a immunoglobulin after checking the after doing a sensitivity test, because it is immunoglobulin. That's why we need to be more vigilant.
Because it could be extracted from the serum
Yeah,
of
yeah.
animals.
It should
or
have
something like
it is having greater side effects.
Okay.
So we need to check the anti-sensitivity. Then you go for immunoglobulin IM in one hand, and then probably in buttocks we give. Then in the arms we give vaccine, first dose. Then we'll ask first 2 dose. We'll give them dates. They'll come for second and third dose.
third doses as well.
You don't call it as 0 dose. We call always hepatitis B first, second, and third dose.
And what about somebody have got encountered with the HIV?
HIV, what we are doing is most of the
Needle
centers.
stick injury, maybe.
Yeah, most of the centers they don't have ART centers. So within 24 hours, within 2 hours,
Okay.
we give them 1 dose of ART drugs. Then we'll send them to a nearest ART center. They'll take for 1 month. They'll take the ART drugs.
1 month.
1 month.
Okay. So, and the time is very crucial, right?
Yeah, time is
Somebody who is ignorant, like, maybe all the health worker, you will be given training.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
health
yeah.
worker for.
Yeah, most of them are ignorant. They are less vigilant about the health. See, I am stressing that whenever you are encountering any HIV, any needle stick injury, say of an HIV patient, within the moment you should go and do first aid. You wash your hands. Don't put your fingers on your mouth. Don't suck. Don't bite. Do hand wash in a running water. Go to a nearest ART center. Report to a concerned department of the infection control department. Take ART drugs. First dose of ART drugs.
Okay. And how about somebody have got encountered with a needle stick injury?
Yeah.
And there is no result of the patient available. Like nobody that patient haven't checked for any HIV. or
It again depends upon the guideline. As you all aware of, we have a NACO.
Okay.
Okay, for NACO guidelines, according to NACO guidelines, they have divided the area.
Okay.
See, if we say about Patna, Patna is a low prevalent area. So if
Low prevalent?
low prevalent in HIV.
Oh, Patna is low
They have
prevalent.
divided in India. NACO has divided the areas into high prevalent and low prevalent. In low prevalent, if the patient status you don't know, we don't advise them to take any ART drug.
Okay.
But if it is high prevalent area, if the patient status is unknown of the patient, we advise them to take. Because
So
what we
whether
have
the patient's result means the blood sample, so after a needle stick injury to the health worker, whether you need to send the blood sample of the patient.
Very true, you have to send it.
Send it.
You have to send it.
Even if it is low prevalent.
No, low prevalent, no, it does not have anything related to low prevalent or high
And
prevalent.
on the result, if it is positive, then what needs to do? Because you have told like it is needs to be done within 2 hours.
Yeah, source is positive. Source is positive. You should tell them to take ART drugs.
Okay. So is it the same protocol? Like, the source is positive.
Yeah.
But the source have been given a blood sample.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it will be available within 2 hours or something like that.
Sample, see, HIV result we will get in minutes.
Minutes. Because the rapid test.
Rapid test is there, so you did not wait for one whole night and
or something like that.
No issue in that. Very fast you will get it. With the kit they are doing it.
Okay.
You will get, because
And the
confirmation
kit would be-
if confirmation test, it is a next Western blot test. Western blot is for confirmation.
Okay.
So you need not confirm it. Once you feel that, you see that rapid test HIV is positive, start with the drugs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there is no time to waste while confirming it with the Western blot.
Right? No need for confirmation.
No. Means once you've seen like it is positive.
It is positive, start the drugs and later we will see.
See, all right. That is the most preservative. Right. Okay. So Patna is low prevalent area.
Yeah, it is a low according to NACO guidelines.
NACO guidelines. Okay. So NACO will tell like which are all the low prevalent areas.
And which are high prevalent areas.
And for the information, could I ask whether Delhi is a low prevalent or high prevalent, on your opinion or your knowledge?
I am not sure about it because we have to check the NACO. NACO website. You have to check it, but I am not sure about it.
Okay.
But if I am not sure, I could not speak on it.
So hearing all this, it's a huge responsibility.
But myth is prevailing. No. We don't have infection control. Don't have any work. But it's a myth.
And everything would be guided by you, mentored by you. Means as a manager of.
As a nursing administrator, we used to take care of all the things. We have a hospital administrator,
But anyway, the myth is prevailing on even in different institutions. Nobody is willing to take the responsibility. Like that as well. Okay, we could see like that as well, because somebody who have the confidence and courage, and obviously you have the knowledge because you have completed with the MPhil. So that much knowledgeable you are. So you maybe have the confidence to take it, right, like that. Okay. So other than your profession, what are the other things that you will do, like as your leisure time activities? Like, could you tell? There could be a motivation to the viewers.
There is no such leisure time activities because we don't get time. But in meantime, we used to play badminton.
Okay.
I'm a good badminton player. I used to play badminton and travel a lot.
Okay.
If I get a moment, I'll travel.
Okay.
So love to visit places.
And what about your experience traveling for an exam duties like that? So you have, I think, 1 or 2 exam duties you have already.
That is all part of professional.
So you won't enjoy that much in.
We can't enjoy it. But love to travel alone. Alone.
So you most probably travel alone. Solo trip.
It is a solo trip.
Okay.
It should be solo trip.
Okay.
So that's why whatever you do, nobody will see. There is no watchdog.
Okay.
So you can solely travel, enjoy. I like to explore more and more places.
Okay.
That's all my hobbies. And used to do gym. That is you can say it as a passion. Fitness is my passion. That is a mantra of me. Fitness is my passion.
Okay. And I have heard like you won't take food from outside as well. And
that is probably another what you called as something which people won't like. Which people, the friends who are close to me, they shout at me because we go in a group, we go for some official duties, People used to say that So you are not eating anything, but because more concerned about the fitness.
Somebody is teasing you like one, it's like one almond.
Yeah. Somebody used to tell that I used to eat cashew nut, almond. See, whatever food I'll take, I'll read the label of it.
Okay.
See whether it is what are the ingredients present in it,
Okay.
and I'll eat. I don't eat junk foods.
Okay.
Basic thing is I'll eat.
Maybe you are.
I categorize the
right?
see. I will categorize the people. You should not practice this. To the viewers, I should not practice this. But as fitness is a mantra, I will eat protein food. I limit my carbohydrate. Slight fat, more protein in the diet.
Okay.
So that is my passion of eating.
Okay.
Eat good quality foods, not in quantity. That is what I believe.
You won't use this carbonated drinks, coffee, tea, and
No. Probably I used to drink when we were studying in college. I used to drink Coca-Cola, Pepsi, and all. But probably as now fitness, you see most of the people nowadays
When you become more
when they
conscious
cross
about-
30s, when they reach 40s, when they are at 35, they'll have all lifestyle diseases. We'll be having diabetes, we'll having cholesterol. So as thinking of the future, just limited my all, but it is not mandatory that I will not eat. But in a party, once in a year, if somebody's birthday party is going on, they'll give me a kick, I'll do it, I'll eat it. But not mandatory that every day, in a month, not like that.
So to conclude, like infection control department is a kingly thing. Like the king have two responsibilities. main
Yeah.
responsibilities. One to protect the people.
Yeah.
Right. And another thing is to go for the war.
Yeah.
So here the war is against the diseases.
Yeah.
And to protect the people from infections.
Yeah,
right?
very true.
Like that.
Yeah.
So to conclude like that. And thank you to have you on the show.
Thank you
very much.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you,
So
viewers.
with another episode, we will come again. All right. Stay tuned to Pigment shows with the professionals. And I am Anu Shugan signing out. Thank you all.